So before we get to our final topic, Rob, let's segue into what you kind of wanted to talk about. We can kind of all go around and give our input. Talk about, your time with Jedi Survivor.
Jedi Survivor, fantastic story. Even my dad got sucked in and was like sitting there watching me play it.
Really?
Outstanding.
Where are you
but
at?
I will
how
say,
many hours in? Where are you at?
I think I'm like 26 hours into the game. I'm almost done with the main story. I don't think I have much left to that. Twists and turns, crazy shit goes down. Very, very, very good. I won't
Awesome
spoil it for the people that haven't played it, but I will say that it is very buggy, and it has
technically
crashed.
sucks.
It has crashed my. So I've had the game crash 4 times already, but
Jesus.
2 of those times it actually shut down my entire system, and I had to unplug
Jesus.
the power source and plug it back in to get this PlayStation to turn back on.
I don't even understand.
And so this is a word to the wise to you guys and to whoever's watching. If you pause the game and leave it paused, that's what causes it. So what I've been doing is pausing it and then hitting the PlayStation button to bring it back to like the main menu of PlayStation. It won't crash if you do
I
that.
save and quit.
But if you
everything.
leave pause and then leave the game, it's gonna crash.
There's always been games you couldn't do that where like when it goes into a suspension.
This is the first one I've
quick
seen on
resume.
PlayStation
This
5.
game
And this has
sucks.
also happened after the patch has dropped. So the patch does not fix that
EA
issue.
Sports, it doesn't work. That's
EA
legit. Like to me,
Said you're
whether
in
it's
26
Madden,
hours and you're almost at the end. We had dinner and we went to the movies with little Joe. He's in the chat right now. And he was telling me he got like 60 hours in and he's not even close to done with the main story.
What's really cool
Joe
is
pours
Sear.
through.
Yeah.
Sear, who was the teacher from the first game, and
Yeah.
she's in the second one. She's actually going to be at Brooklyn Comic Con in June when I go there. So I'll actually get to meet her, which is really cool.
Chris, are you playing it?
So my whole thing is I've been cursed where I just don't have enough storage on my PlayStation, and I have not been able to get for the longest time expanded storage for the PlayStation. When I get a 2 terabyte like internal thing, and as of this morning, I now have a 2 terabyte Samsung heatsink.
Let's go.
Whatever.
There
So
you go.
when I get home, I'm gonna be planting that little chip there in my PlayStation, and then I can finally actually get Jedi Survivor. And I will. I didn't play the other one. I didn't play the first one. Maybe I will eventually, but I'm just gonna, I think, just start with this one and then go back if I ever want to, or I'll watch a YouTube playthrough of the first one.
They have the
Recap.
in the beginning. If you want, you could play the video. It's on the main screen there.
Yeah, so I'll do that. I am looking forward to it. I'm still been working through the Plagueis book,
Plagueis book is
which
fantastic.
is great.
Yeah, Jedi Survivor. It is really good, and it's good enough for me to be able to overlook. So, graphics aren't everything. I play Minecraft. I play fucking any game. It doesn't have to be perfect, but in this case, it's technically broken.
Yeah.
Like it's actually.
Yeah.
The visuals are busted at times. You can see like their face, so the face models
blurry.
are so blurry and shit. You're like, what the fuck? This is not next gen looking. This is not a game I would use to show off the horsepower of the fucking next gen consoles. It's definitely like you could just tell it's straddling both generations. It's another one of these games that it's available for PS4. It's not. It's next gen only.
Gen only.
You're saying it's not that visually impressive?
It is not.
Really?
It is
I
not.
thought that this was supposed to be like the whoa.
It should
next gen
be,
only,
but it
though.
ain't.
It is
I'll
next
tell you.
gen only.
I heard a weird rumor. I fucking read something on the internet, which grain of salt. One of the things they kind of blatantly rushed the game. They basically used Unreal Engine 4 and all the existing assets from the previous game,
All right, of Unreal
and they just up-res, not even up-res, I'm sorry. They just expanded on what already existed. Like, the worlds are bigger. It's a little less linear. Combat system is more complex. There's more stances and weapons. And you know what I mean? They just took what they had, and just built on it. But allegedly what they did also was because this is a trilogy series, they're working on the third game right now on Unreal Engine 5. So the third game is supposed to be, allegedly, an Unreal Engine 5 next gen.
We need another fucking game engine besides Unreal Engine, but we need more. We need more
There's
engines.
more, of course. There's 3 majors.
There's Rage Engine.
Epic does Epic. Well,
Epic
some
does
do
Unreal, I thought.
most do proprietary anyway.
Frost Engine is another one that's
Yeah.
out there too.
Who's using that?
I mean, it's
It's an
Halo,
EA.
it's a bunch of different games.
There's a few.
I
You
just feel like we
hear
just see
Unreal.
so much Unreal Engine shit, and I'm like, I want more.
It's easy. They build the tools, and the fucking developer doesn't have to custom build it. Rockstar, why does it take 10 years for a fucking game? They have to build the assets themselves. They literally create the fundamental engine that runs the game, whereas EA doesn't care. They're going to pump these games out to get them out at a certain time and date. They don't care. I'm fucking laughing because you know what comes out like in a week? Probably the biggest Switch game. I know a lot of people aren't going to play it because the graphics, but when Zelda comes out, apparently that's a 10 out of 10.
Of course,
Everyone that's touched
There's
it
never
is
been
like,
a major
this
Zelda
is-
release that's not a 10 out of 10.
They're
all 10 out of 10s.
You're right. That's true.
It's probably
So,
the best reviewed game series of all time.
this is gonna
Chris
just
never played one of them,
overshadow.
but,
It's gonna
Never
overshadow
played this
Jedi.
one.
So I thought like if you pushed it a few months, it would have been fine because we would have had Ahsoka coming out.
Could have been
You would've
good in
been-
the summer where there's that summer lull and you don't really
Yeah,
have
you're
anything
waiting on
before the
shit.
big fall.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And you're waiting on the.
I think they wanted to do it around the May the 4th kind of Star Wars
definitely
celebration.
You're right. It was
Yeah.
to hit that date, and
It's
they fucked
unfortunate
it
too
up.
because the game is actually very good.
Yes.
The story is very good. The
Good
characters are very good. The world is fleshed
feels
out.
like story.
The
Star Wars.
customization that you can do on
Combat
Cal.
is good.
Combat
Excellent.
is very,
Very
good. It's
good.
excellent. My favorite thing about the game is in most games like Metroid or Zelda or whatever, like when you play a sequel, it's like, oh, something ironic happens and you lose all your fucking powers and you have to go
Start
and
all over
rebuild
again.
your powers again.
In Grand Theft Auto, it's a bridge was fucking blown up, or there was a
Yeah.
storm. Yeah.
But this game, Cal, he's the same Cal that he left off on Fallen Order.
And
He has all his moves. You can add to it and get new moves, but he doesn't lose anything.
Right.
He still has a double jump. He could still wall run.
run.
He could still, he has
ED
all his
can
force
open up
pulls.
the shit. The
There's everything.
splicing and
So I think that
It's a
that was a
true
smart
continuation.
move. Yeah, that was a smart move. But the graphical glitches, it's not so much that the graphics suck. It's just that there's glitches. There's
frame
textures
rate.
not loading. The frame rate drops.
Like, ooh,
there's
that's just-
pop up. There's cutting and
screen
and
tearing.
Screen
Noticed
tearing. It's
that?
just like
What's
it-
that?
it-
Is that the green?
No, it's like when you'll swing the camera and you'll just see like a break.
Yeah.
It'll like look like the screen kind of broke where
Gotcha.
pixels don't align properly.
you'll get to like a new area and it'll just like slowly start like loading. Like
but I can
we're on
still
fucking next gen hardware. What are we doing here?
that's
You
what's
know?
bugging the
COVID.
shit.
And it's 3 years into this hardware, so it's not like they having a fucking excuse. You've had ample time now
Shit.
to get accustomed to this hardware, and you still are not able to kind of capitalize on making it even functionally run correctly.
You know,
Totally fine
yeah,
with
I
that.
think everyone
Totally fine
sit
with
back and wait longer because it's better to wait than get bullshit.
Get these mediocre games that have all these technical issues.
That's
Just do it.
80, 90
Yeah.
fucking bucks. I paid $90.
Oh, yeah.
Well, actually, no, I
Yeah.
didn't buy the special for
Yep.
Jedi. But
Yep.
yeah, bullshit. You're
70
rushing
bucks
everything.
either way. You know?
And they got us because I'm a sucker where I want to play it.
Yeah.
I'll overlook. I have a friend Phil who will not touch it. He's like, I'm not touching this
Yeah,
until it looks
I
great.
get it.
I'm like, I get that. I'm not gonna like argue against
That
it.
has, it's put me off from constantly playing it every night. When Resident Evil
Right.
4 came out every
Right.
night, and when I had time, I
Solid.
put some time
Solid
into
game.
it.
I liked
Jedi
Hogwarts.
Survivor. There's nights where I was like, I don't really want to play it. All right, I'll play it. So I haven't really put,
doesn't-
and I like all that, but I haven't really put as much
Same.
time into playing it. So
100%. I wish Rob was still here to help us, but
he's probably
gone.
wiping his ass. He's Fat Boy Burrito is ruined Rob right now.
So I could still. All right. I don't want to rank it, but I guess we might as well give it a number if we're all sitting here.
I mean, I don't want to give it a number until I beat it, but so far
That's
from
true,
what I
that's
played,
true.
it's a 7.5.
7. That's a fair.
Yeah.
Technical. It's all technical because I would still recommend the game.
If you
I'd say,
wipe out
buy
those
this
technical
game.
issues, I'm going in
8.5,
the
9.
high 8s, maybe 9.
I think it could get
very,
if,
very good.
if the story delivers because the end of the first one really delivered with like a Darth
Oh.
Vader moment that was huge.
Amazing.
If this one delivers something,
have you met Boba Fett yet?
No, come on.
Hey, this is a
That's
show.
fine.
It's
I
a
don't care.
spoiler.
That's fine. I don't care.
Come on.
I don't care like that because this is all stuff where we're just
Not like I'm
existing
telling you Boba
in-
Fett dies, but there's
No, we're in the world.
there's
I know.
cameos.
Yeah,
There's
hell yeah.
cameos and
It's well done. Like they actually looked like the guys who wrote the story clearly are whatever in the room of what the fuck is going on at Disney. So that's good. There's continuity between
I think this will
what's
be
being
cool
told.
because this will be like the first video game story that gets adapted and infused into like a TV
Gets-
show or a movie. Like you will see Cal Kestis at some
Oh.
point in maybe one of the next Disney shows that come out.
He's
Whether it's Ahsoka or Mandalorian season 4, whatever it is, you'll see him at some point.